In this video, you're going to meet your secret financial superhero. Section 75 laws mean your credit card provider must protect purchases over £100 for free, meaning you could get your money back if there's a problem. It's taken on more importance these days with coronavirus leading to a spate of travel cancellations. It is vital to know where you stand. And in this video, I'll take you through your legal rights. Section 75 is an important UK consumer protection law made in the 1970s that means your credit provider must make the same responsibility as the retailer if things go wrong with a purchase. Yet, it doesn't work on all purchases, just those costing a certain amount, where you pay for something on a credit card over £100 and up to £30,000 and the provider is equally liable if something goes wrong. Now, this isn't the credit provider being nice, it's a legal protection put in place so that you're never in the position of paying off debt for something you didn't receive or wasn't as it should have been. Whether it's a flight, kitchen, computer or anything else, pay on a credit card, store card or with store installment credit and the credit provider is responsible too. Section 75 provides fantastic protection. If you order something and the retailer goes kaput, you can still claim your money back from the credit card provider, even if you've since closed your credit card account. Section 75 applies to most, but not all credit card agreements. Credit cards are the main area covered, but the law also applies to store cards, store installment credit, and some car finance agreements, but not hire purchase. Plus, even if the problem is just non-delivery or faulty goods, you have exactly the same rights from the credit provider as from the retailer, flight company, or supplier. If your goods are faulty, first check the warranty, as if it's with the manufacturer than the retailer, you might not be able to use Section 75. But here are some examples for when you can use it. You order expensive jewelry from overseas that never arrives. You buy flights direct from an airline that goes bust. You buy a radio from a shop and find it's faulty. In all of these, your lender is jointly liable for a refund. So if you're buying something or ordering tickets or flights worth more than £100, pay for some or all of it on a credit card to ensure you're protected. Keep your receipts and card statement to make it easier. If you discover a problem with the product you bought using a credit card, then even if the account is closed, the provider would still be liable and would need to refund you. Here's 3 need-to-knows. Firstly, you must have direct links with the creditor and supplier to be able to use Section 75. Technically, there must be a direct link between the debtor, that's you, the customer, the creditor, for example, a credit card company like American Express, Lloyds, Barclaycard, etc., and the supplier, that's the retailer selling you the goods or service. If that relationship is deemed to be broken by the involvement of an intermediary or third party, Section 75 protection won't apply. Unfortunately though, even the Financial Ombudsman Service, which arbitrates Section 75 disputes, is unable to provide clear guidance on when this happens, leaving shoppers in the dark. Secondly, if your problem is with faulty goods, first check the warranty instead of using Section 75. If you paid for a product using your card and discover a problem with it while it is still under warranty and the warranty is with the manufacturer, you may not be able to bring a Section 75 claim for breach of contract. This is because the contract at the point of sale is with the retailer or supplier, and therefore the creditor-debtor-supplier link would be broken. However, you would be able to make a claim if the warranty is with the retailer or supplier directly, as the chain would still be intact. And thirdly, the law states the item must be more than £100 to be covered by Section 75, but this is not always clear cut. So this is where it gets quite tricky. The £100 threshold is for the cash value of a single item, so excluding any fees and charges such as delivery. Yet, single items aren't always straightforward. For example, if you fly to a country with an airline on flights costing £99 outbound and £9.99 back, and while it's over £100 in total, as no single ticket was over £100, you are not protected. However, if the airline had only sold return journeys and you bought a specific £109 return ticket, then you would be covered. Alternatively, if a suit jacket and trousers are individually priced at £60 each, you are not covered. But if you buy the suit as a whole for one price of £120, you are covered. Furthermore, if a camera costs exactly £100 and its lens case was £45, neither item is more than £100, so neither is covered. Here's a trick to help. Why not pay the deposit by credit card and then you're covered for the whole cost of an item or service? The law is very specific on this. You will get protection for the whole cost of an item or service, even if you only pay for a part of it. Even just 1 pence would count on credit. The only condition is that what you're buying costs more than £100 and less than £30,000. Therefore, if you want protection, as long as it costs more than £100, pay for even a fraction on a credit card and you are protected. Here's what is not covered by Section 75. As always with these things, a few exceptions escape the safety net. The first is anything to do with the purchase of land. This is controlled by regulation from the Financial Conduct Authority, but there are exceptions including goods and services paid for by a secondary cardholder. If you have an additional card for a partner, child or friend, and this card is used to pay for something you later need to claim for, you'll need to show the item or service provides some benefit to the primary cardholder to be covered. Therefore, a family car or gift for the main cardholder would likely be okay, but a solo flight for the additional cardholder wouldn't be. Next, it's goods and services bought via intermediaries including travel agents, group buying sites, PayPal, and others. You're unlikely to be covered when payments are made to a company that isn't the one providing you with the product or service. In these cases, the credit card company usually says it didn't have a direct relationship with the supplier, so isn't equally liable. If you stand your ground, it's possible to argue that the indirect relationship constitutes an arrangement to pay. In 2006, the Court of Appeal decided that this was acceptable, but it's unlikely to be an easy task. Section 75 claims could be rejected if you paid by WorldPay or Amazon Marketplace. One important area is when you've paid via an online processor such as WorldPay. Though these can have their own refund systems, they aren't as strong as the legal protection of Section 75. There have also been recent cases where people buying goods on Amazon through marketplace suppliers have been turned down for Section 75 claims by credit card companies. Some say these should be covered, but you may have to fight. You may be covered paying through PayPal, but it depends on the seller and how you paid. With some sellers, you might be covered by Section 75. For this, you need to look at whether the company you're buying from has a commercial entity agreement with PayPal. If it does, and you paid by credit card, you may still be able to make a Section 75 claim. It's worth checking out, but PayPal's buyer protection is likely to be simpler and faster, with leaving Section 75 as a last resort if you can't get any joy from the seller or PayPal. How you paid also matters. Did you top up using a PayPal balance or simply pay via your linked card? Paying a retailer by credit card via PayPal, where the payment instrument is the credit card, Section 75 protection might also apply. Although the Financial Ombudsman says it would depend on the individual circumstances of the transaction. However, if you make a payment to top up your PayPal account using a credit card and you pay from that PayPal account, then Section 75 will definitely not extend to whatever you purchased using your PayPal payment account. PayPal has developed their own set of protections, but they are not the same protections. How about goods and services paid for through a buy now, pay later service such as Klarna? If you use a buy now, pay later service such as Klarna, ClearPay or Laybuy to buy something, you'll break the direct link that's required for Section 75 protection. So it's unlikely you'll be able to call on your credit card provider to pursue a Section 75 refund if the item turns up faulty. This is also the case if you use a buy now, pay later services pay now option such as Klarna's. This is because the direct link is still broken. So how do you make a Section 75 claim? Well, it's generally easiest to try and settle any dispute with the retailer first, seeing if it's willing to offer a refund, replacement or repair if this is possible. Yet, the law makes clear that both the retailer and the credit card company are jointly responsible, so you don't have to go to the retailer first if it's difficult to do so. If you are making a Section 75 claim, how you do so differs by card provider. Some will let you dispute a payment through your mobile banking app or using their online chat services, whilst others will prefer that you call up or fill in a claim form first. Also, make sure you're claiming from the card provider. For example, if you have an HSBC MasterCard, you'll need to contact HSBC about the Section 75 claim, not MasterCard. However, sadly, it's not always straightforward to make a claim. That's because sometimes the credit card company will ask you to get independent verification of a fault. If it asks for this and approves the claim, it should also reimburse you for costs of getting the expert opinion. Most claims go ahead without this, but it's a possibility your lender will ask. Also, sometimes it will tell you it will try to reclaim the cash from the company in administration, to which you can simply answer, You are completely liable for my goods yourself, and I would like the full amount I'm entitled to regardless of that claim. But what should you do if your credit provider won't help, has taken longer than 8 weeks to deal with your complaint, or you're simply not satisfied with the response? Well, you should then escalate it to the Financial Ombudsman. This is completely free and well worth doing. The Ombudsman can look into complaints where you feel you've not been dealt with fairly and reasonably. This includes where a firm hasn't met good industry practice, as well as the regulators' rules and the law of the land. This route is less formal than a court hearing, but the Ombudsman can still order firms to pay you compensation if it agrees with your case. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please do give it a like and consider subscribing. Why not share this video with someone else you think may benefit from it? And if you have any questions or comments, leave them for me below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.